Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Me, Dukect, back with you once again. It's been a while. It's been a long while, and man, just taking a um, you know, just take a little bit of a break because Lord knows sometimes you need to take a break and back and forth, up and down, and everything else. Um, you that sort of thing. Because I really felt like I needed to just go in and just relax for a while and do all the type of stuff here. So yeah. Um. Anyway, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling blessed. Hope you're having a good time here, a good listen and everything else. Because again, like I said, been a while. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling blessed. Hope you're feeling like this holiday season is not getting you down. Anyway, let's get to the stuff here because I want to talk more about stuff here. Wild card. topics that you or me or they're just random topics I want to talk about. But you know what? I want to talk about this thing here. I was on Blue Sky. I am on Blue Sky, by the way, and I just saw this little thing here. Let me just share this. I found like it's Dan exclaims put this up here. Um, guy used YouTube Shorts. Good, I like the little entertainment stuff. Here. I like his stuff here, but I think he really puts because I saw this thing. I was like, yeah, this is one reason why comics as a medium is so lacking behind everyone else. It's comical at this point because right here it says looking here, the Diamond, he says, because they are you know, the shipper of both DC, Marvel, and such. And here it is. Well, here's what he said. This is from Chris Powell, Chief Sales and Service Officer. So, dear Diamond customer, disruptions from the constellation of accounts to Diamond's Olive Branch distribution center has been compounded by the Thanksgiving holiday. Despite the distribution center teams working through the weekend. For a product with an on sale date of December 4th, many shipments, this is in bold, many shipments will be delayed to Wednesday or Thursday this week due to the changes of how we process shipments. Operations is unable to provide retailer services with information on shipments any earlier when they appear on the retailer services website's shipment tracking page. So basically, all the stuff there is going to be delayed. Hopefully, they all the comic book stores got their stuff. But I sit there and I looked and I talked. I just said this, and a lot of people, on Blue Sky. I don't, I said this on Blue Sky, and I'll say this here. Um, this is why, like I said, the best thing to do here, if you're anyone, just go pure digital at this point. I think diamonds should be purely digital, and just put the books there on the stuff here, and the ones like there in the comic book stores because I didn't care. There's a local comic book stop where I am at, and it's like survived through the pandemic and everything else. And man, I feel bad for people who have the comic book stores. I said they should just sell graphic novels and completed volumes. And by the way, here's something I think really would help the industry, the comic book industry. Instead of releasing things month after month to the month, they just have put it like you finish the story and you finish all the stuff. Why don't you just put it all like in one completed novel and such? Like, bam, there you go, and you're done. I think something like Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman. I would love those, but I'm waiting for the volumes get done. I'm waiting till like the volumes getting done, then I can just get into it because I don't want to sit there and wait week after week after week. I do that with other stuff on my streaming services. I that's I think one thing comics should be doing, and I think comics can do, and it should be, is that they could be doing that stuff now a lot better. Is just having this type of a more of a streamlined service to get the people what they want. Just the comic books, the stories, and better stories. And I think that's one thing. That's the one thing I believe they should be doing. Better stories. And speaking of better stories, here, let me just get my stuff here. Let's talk about the big one. Let's see. Let's talk about this one. There it is. Um, let's see. I gotta look at this here. I don't care about the new. Let's see. Let's see. Monday Night Raw. There we are. I'm gonna just show you the stuff here because I would show you the video, but I don't want to be. I really don't want to. Um, you know, like I said, I don't want to get like copyright claimed because Lord knows everyone can do that. Like oh Lord, the copyright claims would be just so bad. It's so horrible. But yeah, let me just because I'm trying to get at least the pictures. Where are the pictures? Because they're usually here. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, here it is. Um, there's the pictures. You usually have the pictures set up because I'm like, okay, where are the pictures? Because they usually have the pictures right next to it, and because usually they have the pictures all set up, but we don't have them. It's weird. But okay, let me just see if I can get the stuff here. All right. All right. Da, 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 da. Uh-huh. 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 Where is it? Ah, at least there's one. I can use. I can use here. Oh crap. Let's see. History. Open a new tab. And let's see, share this tab. There we go. This thing right here. This was one of the biggest talk about stories. This is probably the highlights of Monday Night Raw. I will be talking about that on my Raw thoughts. Hopefully, I will have that up very soon. I honestly did like this. It was a nice twist. I thought that these two would be the one breaking up, but it was actually they broke up with Big E. And I really thought for a second that this was actually going to happen. I actually thought this was going to actually have Big E, betray and everything else. You know, and all that good things. I think that was actually something I really liked about the stories and everything else. I truly think that they really had legitimate gripes, but again, they said it in very negative ways, very just just in very hurtful ways and such that just made the crowd just hate them. And Kofi and Xavier Woods, the way they basically break down the New Day like that. So I do like that story here. And I sit here and I'm like, man, this is great in stories, but yeah, I still look at the maybe it's just me, but I'm like, I look at saying, I'm like, man, why can't the ladies get something like that? You know? Last time I heard about this is there's been mostly a lot of frustration in the women's division, by the way. And I think last I heard it was a couple months ago, October. Um, they are like, remember it was actually the big one I believe was the uh short women's matches. That was a lot of people were just really pissed off at it because they just feel like the lack of direction. And I remember this is a story. I know this is ringside news, but this is something from I believe from Frightful Select. And yeah, and this is I feel like they still have the frustration. I think I wouldn't be surprised there is some frustration still there from the women's division. And I think Monday Night Raw should and the thing is, I'm sad to say this, that you know, with Liv Morgan having a championship run and Rhea Ripley that's there, it's just like WWE's hot right now, so they can get away with a lot of things. But eventually, when they're not hot, this is the stuff that's going to bite them in the butt, like AEW. AEW was hot, so they had a lot of things like the women and everything else. Now they don't have that. I mean, they do have at least a little bit of it. I think they're doing something with Jamie Hayter and gosh, gosh, I might forgetfulness. Jamie Hayter, and my brain. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Bad brain. Um, Julia Hart. Yes, Julia Hart. Like I said, my brain goes a little weird sometimes. Julia Hart and Jamie Hayter. That could be something that looks to be good. Every time I like to see Willow. Mariah May's championship run is doing good, and I'm waiting till Tony Storm to come back, even though she says she's retiring. Um, I think after she, I think that when she returns, Tony Storm comes back. I'm thinking of NXT, I don't know, AEW's Revolution. She comes back, and I think she might actually take the championship, and then bam, you know, we start with Jamie Hayter. That little thing there. Maybe do a bit of a triple threat stuff there, or Dynasty, or if I really want to do something crazy, I want to do something really nuts. You drag that out to let's see, Double or Nothing, or maybe, or if I really want to do something cool, All in Texas. Hmm, no, or something like that. Have like a nice triple threat for them because Jamie Hayter still wants her revenge. You had Jamie Hayter winning revenge against Tony Storm. Brian May just stirred the pot. Tony Storm, it was a very bad thing what they did, and I think they do fight it out. All of them fight it out, and then they just shake hands. And Jamie Hayter finally shakes hands with them, and Mariah May continues the championship run. Maybe she goes and lose to Athena or whatever, and then she can go in and hmm, I don't know. I don't know what happens to Mariah May after that, but I think that'd be something interesting. Anyway, back to the point. My point. My point is that you have, the frustration of women, um, same thing, the stagnation of women in not just in AEW, but just WWE. There's so much stagnation. And I think that is the problem of what's going on with WWE women's division. And you can say a bit of the tag division too. But you know what? I want to just that's what I want to hear. Maybe send in the comment section below because I want to hear what your thoughts are on that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between. I hope you're having by the way. Oh, let's see. Well, this is going to be an interesting thing. I just found this out. Breaking news. This is going to be the main event of TNA Final Revolution. Let's see. Nick Nemeth versus AJ Franchise. So, AJ Franchise taking on Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler for the TNA World Title. Okay. I mean, sure. Why not? Sure, why not? Oh, I'm. People are saying TNA is the number 2 promotion. I'm like, stop. Just stop. 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 It's over. Stop it. It's a number 4 promotion at best. And I would put like New Japan above them at this point. Seriously, I think New Japan is getting more and more US stuff, and the AEW is right there too. So I don't know. It's just like I want TNA to do well because hey, I've been I love TNA. I was there when it first started, like in '04, and now I just look at this. I just like man, Joe Henry. I keep saying this. Joe Henry should have won at Bound for Glory, and and you know what? Have him give him a short run. Have him lose to AJ Francis, then fine, and then have him go up to WWE Royal Rumble, and you have that there. But now, I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to have AJ Francis finally get that. They are really building him up. So at this point, I don't know. So I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be more positive because Lord knows we've been too much negativity. But yeah, I hope it's going to be at least halfway decent. I hope the match is halfway decent. I hope. I hope the match is halfway decent. But when you look at the history of and such, but yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna be fair. It's time to be in the interest of fairness. Um, what things I am not liking right now in the world of wrestling right now. There's a lot of things I don't like, really don't like. Right now. And right now, and I'm gonna say, um, One thing I don't like in AEW right now is I'm gonna say this. I just don't like the. I mean, there are elements I do like of it, but I'm sick and tired of the Moxley stuff. I'm getting a little sick and tired of it. I'm tired of faction warfare. I want just simple stories again, and I think that's what I'm missing from AEW, and I'm missing AEW's just. I miss just having a regular stuff. I miss just having just nothing to be that type of stuff. I miss just having regular stories again. It's the problem with funny enough, it reminds me, and I'll say this again, it reminds me of what the which um it reminds me of, I want to say this again, of like what they're doing, of what DC does and such. These huge, just these big, huge. Um, I don't think it's a good one. Uh, let's see. Let's see anything else. No, I don't want. Let's see. Is there anything else? Because it's all blurry and such. But it looks fine. But yeah, like I said, it just reminds me of all the DC comics or Marvel comics, which is ironically the Warner Brothers owns DC and everything else. Um, these huge, mega 6 billion crossovers and such every year. I wish they could just be simple and simplistic. I think that's the one thing that WE and AEW has done really bad of. It's just that after the major story, it becomes so stagnant. It just feels like everything has become stagnant, but yet WE is just in this hot era now. I think AEW is going to get another one. I think when who comes back, which I'll talk a little bit later. But if if I have a little bit of time and everything here, um, I truly think that the best solution after this thing, we have no more of this like faction warfares. We have everything else. Everyone just go back to simplicity again. One man, one men, women, just fighting. Just do some simple stuff. People will seem to like it. Get someone who's hot. This one's good. There you go. And he didn't need to have that. Be simplistic and be done with it. And I hopefully by the end of the storyline, we don't have that anymore. I didn't like it with the Young Bucks did with the Elite. I don't like it with this stuff. No more taking over the company. No more taking over everything else. I am done with that type of storyline. And then at the end of the day, I believe it will probably be better for AEW to get out of that stuff and become better with just single matches, building up, having more, personal stories. I think that is what they should be doing more. Personal stories, personal stuff, which I think they're trying to do with the long term stuff of Top Flight and the people around Top Flight. I'm liking that type of stuff. Do stories like that, small personal stuff, and then it just gets bigger and bigger as it goes on. And I think that's the real issue with W. And also, here's another thing I don't like about AEW. Like I said, I like Ring of Honor. I think it's great, but gosh, I going to just say this. I honestly believe the one thing I hate about Ring of Honor and their stuff here, and I think one thing I really don't like about ROH. And I think one of the things right now I don't like about it, I think a lot of people are just getting to the point of exhaustion of Ring of Honor, is the fact that it just feels like more of a leash instead of actually something of a positive. I believe Ring of Honor should be, I'm going to say this right now, put them in Daly's place. Why are they not in Daly's place? A permanent, like, since it is this home away from, shoot some shows in Daly's place. Make sure you can do that stuff. Do it like that. Shoot around Daly's place. 4, 5, 6, 8 episodes at Daly's place. Fill up a nice little thing. Make it like a new home or something. And if you do want to leave, have some Ring of Honor shows that are connected when they do get that TV deal, which supposedly they have, and such. Once that True TV, I don't want them seeing anywhere near. I don't want to be. I'm not saying they just be a cutoff entirely. I'll have some AEW guys there. Some things. Yeah, I mean, sure, you can have your WWE guys competing in the NXT, but they should be a rare occurrence. I don't want to see Ring of Honor champions on AEW television. I don't want to see AEW champions there. I want to see a Ring of Honor, like it did before, stand on its own 2 feet and then be that developmental and be that place that actually shakes things up again. Like to really shake things up to make sure that, like, hey, if you're struggling at AEW, you come in Ring of Honor for a fresh up. And same deal with NXT. I think they have great stuff in place to build things up. And now hopefully that will happen. Put that in Daly's place. A good long year, 1 year Daly's place with some television time. Hell, Brand Scott Demore, I don't care. I know he didn't have his best booking, but yeah, I think this could be something really interesting. But yeah, overall, I'm having a you know, my hope is that they start doing something, and maybe when they do the stuff here, the positive stuff here, my hope is that Ring of Honor does stand on its own 2 feet, becomes that developmental, finally, and everything else. That will be a perfect way to do it. But that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. It could be wrong. You know? Anyway, and now we get to the main event topic here. A little bit of politics here. All right. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, I was going to talk about him. And the reason why I'm going to talk about him, old Vinnie Mac, because, guess who won the White House and such. Um, let's see. Let me just look at this. I mean, the man won. Yeah, that's right here. I mean, let me just see if I can find the stuff here. I mean, he was this guy won. I know, like, what you don't talk about now, but this is relevant, and this is relevant because this man Trump won won the presidency, and guess who is now his new Department of Education. Guess who's going to be the new um, Department of Education, ladies and gentlemen? Guess who? Oh, Linda McMahon. Linda McMahon is your this person right here. Ooh, let's see, a little bit too big. Let me see if I can get this right one here. Alright, and I think that's okay. A little too big. I'm trying to find something like a good picture so it fits perfectly. Maybe this one. Oh, with this piece, he's not big, not too small. Oh, that's good. All right. This woman right here, Linda McMahon, separated wife of Vince, you know, and they still are connected. I mean, heck, they still had that whole ring boy lawsuit and such that's going on right now. And then you have the whole Vince McMahon crazy stuff that's going on right now. But that doesn't matter. I mean, eventually, he's going to shut that thing down. And when that happens, since Trump, by the way, like I said, this man does not care about, you know, yeah, he cares only people who support him, who are with him. And if you with him and he likes you, and looks like he likes Vinnie Mac, so that means, like I say, he's coming back. This man's coming back in the booking chair in like 6 months or so. I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm like, oh, the prop. No, no, they don't care, man. This is again because once again they really, I mean, Vince McMahon's a billionaire, and unlike Sean Combs, aka Diddy, he's not in jail. Vince is still out there. He is not. He hasn't been charged federally. He's been, you know, all this other stuff. He is still walking free, doing all that stuff. So when that, because I know there's a federal charge, and I feel so bad for Janelle Grant. I hate that for her. But this is, this is society we are living in. Our society does not, protect women or protect, most people and such. He's going to, and I mean, just we don't really protect anybody except for the people who are up top and such, and it sucks. And we also live in a white supremacist hellhole as well. It's kind of like I said, Vince McMahon is going to walk right, back to his main job sooner rather than later. It's going to be, and when Vince does show back up again, there's going to be a huge shakeup. I think DIY is gone. I wouldn't be surprised that Bronson Reed might be gone. All Hunter's guys and gals, they're going to be gone quick. It's gonna be a release spree like you have not seen since 2020. They're gonna be gone, and he don't care. Hell, I'm gonna put the Street Profits there too, because remember, Hit Row was there, grand opening, grand closing. When they went out to yes, Hit Row was gone. These guys are gone. They're all gone. They will be all gone. So, with save some money, they're gonna start cutting out. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that you won't see like a Wesley there. You won't. I wouldn't be surprised when you see like, um, you know, heck, Kamal Hayes or Trick Williams be on that chopping block too. Would I be surprised? No, because again, this is a company that does not, this company does not actually. They will cut you if they don't really have anything for you. And hell, even if they don't have something for you, they'll still cut you. Anyway, I think that's what's going to happen. And people say it's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised that this will happen. This is going to happen. Um, it's just going to be I think it's just going people are going to be sad and angry. But you know what? It is what it is. It is going to be what it is. So, anyway, if you need to get the stuff out here and all this type of stuff, well, you know, leave a comment and everything else. But you know what? I want to hear what you have to say. Anyway, that's it for me, Duke CT. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm back, and I will return next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're gonna be doing some more video stuff too. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, peace, love. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Later.